My name is Jose Yasor Gonzalez, and I'm a spoken word artist from Chicago. Born and raised in Chicago, I am Nicaraguan American. My mom and my dad are from Nicaragua, and I've been a poet for the last, I say maybe 15 years. I started off when I was very young, out of high school. I did it just for as a hobby, as a recreation, and it just picked up from there. I started learning about poetry when I was young. My dad used to read poetry from Rubén Darío's book called Azul, and it was all in Spanish, but it just stuck with me, resonated with me, and from there, I decided to do more poetry at open mics. Started off at Wynn's Cafe. It was an open mic. Used to have it on Thursdays right here, actually in Logan Square. And I would go in there and just to watch people perform. And I was in my work uniform. I used to work at the airlines. And then one day, the owner, I believe his name was Tom, asked me if I wanted to do something. He thought there was some type of artistic aura from me. And I was like, yeah, I do poetry, I rap. He said, man, come up here one day and do it. And I remember there was a playoff game, the Bulls were playing, and but they had the open mic, going on at the same time. So I told my buddies, hey, I'm gonna go on the mic and do some poetry. And they started like kind of like laughing at me, like, we're talking about poetry. Yeah, I'm gonna do some poetry. I was like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. So sure enough, they called my name, Jose Gonzalez, come up to the mic. So, I get onto the mic and I started doing a poem. I started doing this piece, and I remember looking into the crowd and nobody's really listening because everybody's watching the Bulls game. But like kind of like midway through the poem, I performed and I had everybody's attention. And I got off. I remember when I got off stage, I was nervous. I was frightened. My chest was like pumping. And I sat down. My buddy, remember Sergi told me, he said, bro, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen before. And I'm like, why? What happened? He said, nobody was listening to you. Like nobody was listening to you. Like we weren't listening to you. And midway through, I look and everybody stopped moving. Everybody was just watching you, man. And it was like the most amazing thing I seen live. Like you captured the whole crowd. And like from then, it just blew up to something big, to the point I met certain people that, gave me certain opportunities. And, from spoken word, from listening from my dad read poetry to now, where, I create my own storytelling show. I've founded a few poetry open mics here in Chicago, Nothing Less and Points at Night. So it's led to many great things, and I've been able to speak to so many people about it. Just a Nicaraguan American, child of immigrants, and use my talent and my gift to share a message. I grew up in different neighborhoods, but the main neighborhood that I grew up in, my childhood is like Logan Square, actually Palmer Square. Palmer Square is a small neighborhood, right in between Humboldt and Logan Square. So I grew up there like in the early '80s, and at the time that neighborhood was really bad. It was a lot of violence, a lot of gangs, and it was kind of wild back then. Poetry to me is it's a gateway for me. I escape, I become a different person, and all the emotion that I don't share on a daily basis, I put it in my poetry. I want you to feel my emotions. I want you to hear what's burning inside of me, whether it's about romance, about betrayal, about politics, about lack of justice in the city. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna let you know how it feels. It's not about rhyming. It's just about a message being conveyed to a multitude of people, and for there to be understanding and clarity of what other people have to speak about. That's poetry. Nicaragua is my blood. Nicaragua is my soul. I'm born here in Chicago, Illinois, United States of America. I understand, I know this, I recognize this. But my parents are from Nicaragua, and the history of my people is tremendous. It's amazing. All the way from the Mayan culture to the Sandinista revolution, even up until now. I say we have one of the greatest forests in the country, the biggest country in Central America. Everything I know about my country, I know it's because of my dad and because of my mom. I'm proud to be a Nicaraguan. I'm proud to have that blood. There's parts of Chicago that are unknown to me, and I've been here for 42 years of my life. It's so many beautiful things to see. The people are wonderful. Despite what you see on the news or people talking social media, man, Chicago has great people, has beautiful neighborhoods. It's a sight to go to downtown, the Loop, the South Loop, the West Loop, South Side of Chicago. Being here from the Northwest side, man, I just love the neighborhoods to go shopping, to go eat at the restaurants. You meet different people. You meet people who are visiting Chicago. You get to know them and they tell you how great Chicago is. I love Chicago because of that, man, because there's so much memory here and there's so much more memories to make here. My name is Jose Iazor Gonzalez. Soy nicaragüense y soy Chicago.